It does help to call. I'm glad to hear that.
You gave us a call today, and I think that says a lot about the help that you do want.
How often do you feel like this? Really? Something like this happens every day?
Well, we're here. You could have a crisis at 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, but I can assure you, right, you can call here 24/7, and we will pick up the phone. We will pick it up by the second ring.
It takes a gift and a special person, even a friend, to meet you where you are and walk with you.
We've taken calls from people who have been in various levels of distress.
You feel a little bit better? How about your paranoia?
4 years in the United States Air Force.
A licensed mental health counselor.
I'm an Army officer in the reserves, and I got home from Afghanistan in 2008.
I've always worked with veterans. I'm a veteran myself.
The proudest moments of my life were serving my country. I think we cannot do enough to help veterans.
A veteran will wake up in the middle of the night from a nightmare and they don't want to disturb their wife, so they call us and we just sort of talk them down and get them tucked back in for the night. I'm trying to understand what it is she's saying. Did she say you tried to hurt yourself in front of her?
The veteran will first pick up the phone, dial the crisis number, and then they'll hear if you're a veteran, if you're a family member of a veteran, if you're in active duty services, please press 1. They'll press 1, and then there will be just a brief delay while the call is routed to Canandaigua, and then they'll hear an individual person say,
"Thank you for calling the Veterans Crisis Line. This is Garrett. How can I help you?"
You know, I had a guy call that said, you know, I don't know what to expect. And I said, well, why don't we start with your name? You know, tell me what's going on. You know, let's talk about it.
a lot of times I find that the crisis line, that it's almost as if it's a confessional. They can't see the face of the person sitting across from them, and so it makes it so that they feel more comfortable to say things that perhaps they would feel nervous about saying in front of somebody who's sitting directly in front of them.
No one's gonna knock on your door, sir. That's a promise. You're telling me right now you can be safe, so. All right, I'm really glad to hear that you're contracting for safety. You're following all of the right things that your treatment team has advised you to. Good. I'm glad to hear that, sir. I'm glad to hear that.
You can't do therapy an hour with somebody whose life is in crisis. So the best help I can offer is helping them, first of all, sort out whether they want to live or die. And there are some wonderful tools for that.
Just the way you and I have been able to talk pretty well today on the phone, you can get that kind of relationship with a counselor too.
The collaboration with the SPC is one of the most impressive pieces of this whole venture.
I had a gentleman that had the gun out in his hand, ready to do it. I'm tired, I just can't take this anymore.
You know, you're having these suicidal thoughts, and I want somebody to be able to, you know, for you to be able to talk to somebody.
As we talked through it together, he made a safety plan. He agreed to be referred to the suicide prevention coordinator.
Well, I'm glad that you feel comfortable calling us. And you know that we're here for you 24/7.
Veterans do call the crisis line. It surprises me every day the number of people who take us up on that offer.
You don't have to be suicidal to call the crisis line. You can have a crisis that other people might think are not crisis. If you think it's a crisis, call. That's what's important. That if you ask us to walk a mile with you, we'll say no. We'll walk 2 with you. If you're in a crisis, call.